Morning, dear hearts. We are at lesson 16, and please subscribe. Today's lesson is I have no neutral thoughts. A real recognition, because we don't necessarily think of our thoughts as having a power to them. We don't realize how powerful they actually really are. Now, this lesson says, and I disagree with it a little bit because it says thoughts are not big or little, powerful or weak, they're merely true or false. And I understand that. But then in the next paragraph, it says there's no more self-contradictory concept than that of idle thoughts, because whatever we think gives rise to our whole perception of the world. And I believe that maybe the thought in and of itself doesn't have power, but certainly what I perceive as a result of that thought has power, because it will influence me as to how I act and react in this world, and whether I am coming from a space of loving thoughts and experiencing a peaceful world and have a peaceful mind, or whether I am in a state of constant fear and anxiety. There's another outcome to these thoughts that we have when they're an egoic thought, a thought that is based in fear. And this is something that is in chapter 12 of the text. And it says that when we are following the ego, what we experience then is depression or anger, because what those thoughts do is they exchange self-love for self-hate. And then we become afraid of ourselves. And that is something we have to, realize. My thoughts of pain and fear are going to influence how I feel about myself. Every thought that is false that I tell myself, then I believe it, is going to influence how I am in this world, how I understand, and do I create a world that is like the thoughts from God, thoughts of love, or am I making a world that is filled with more fear, more angst, more depression, and more reasons to be afraid? That is what I need to realize, that those thoughts are very destructive, even though they are not real. The other part of this lesson that says that the thoughts are never idle, and salvation requires that you recognize every thought you have brings either peace or war, either love or fear. Salvation is a word that is not always welcomed by some who have a lot of past religious experience, and it did not sit well with them. But another word for salvation is freedom, and I use it often. So every thought is either going to lead me towards my freedom, or it is going to keep me imprisoned in a mind filled with fearful thoughts and believing that at any given moment my demise is at hand. That is a space that I don't want to live in. I want to feel free. I want to feel love. I want to feel that I'm going to extend loving thoughts to everyone. And this then will be that I am having true thoughts, loving thoughts, because love is real, love is true. And that will be how I will experience this space that I'm currently inhabiting, this world that is not real, but changing how I think and noticing my thoughts and realizing that none of them are neutral. They're going to make or create on some level. That will help to lead me towards what is the real world. And again, we will get there soon. So in the practice periods, it's 4 or 5 times a day, and to, notice what you're thinking and to say that this thought about blank, fill in the space, is not a neutral thought. And then, go on to the next thing and the next thing. Never to do these exercises until it comes to the space or the point of stress, but to just recognize what is going on within the mind, and to disavow every fearful thought, and to embrace when you have a loving thought. When we have loving thoughts, embrace those. But even loving thoughts are not necessarily neutral, because they are not expansive yet. That includes everything. That's it for today. I hope this helped. Please like, please share, please subscribe, and please be here tomorrow. Namaste.